Hey y'all, Michael Akers here from the Carpenter's Woodworker. For any of you that had the opportunity to sit there and follow me throughout the course of, I guess, the past few years, you'll know that quite often, especially around this time of the year, I like to try and find somebody that I can help in a positive way with something they've got going on with their lives. A while back, whenever I worked for Richmond Hill, we did this kind of like Operation Santa Cop thing where we raised a significant amount of money and we went and bought a whole bunch of Chick-fil-A gift cards and passed them out during traffic stops. That felt really good. A lot of the guys that I was working with out there at the time, they had a lot of fun with it, and it was just an all-around good time for everybody. After that, I've done a couple different fundraisers for different people throughout the years, and if you, like I said, if you had the opportunity to follow me, you'll see that simply does nothing but bring joy, not only to the recipient, but also to me and whoever else is involved. If you haven't had the opportunity to follow me, then now's the perfect time for you to go ahead and like this video or like my page on the Carpenter's Woodworker on Facebook, follow this channel on YouTube, and you can see what kind of updates we got coming down the line. Now, one of the things that I've also been blessed with is the fact that my wife, Jamie, owns Magnolia Wild Photography, and she does a phenomenal job. And through that business that she has, I've had the opportunity to meet some amazing people, because on occasion I'll go over there and help her out. I'll carry equipment for her if I've got the day off and the kids are off with the grandparents. I'll go through there and help as a second shooter or something along those lines, just to sit there and be able to watch her as she does some amazing work at these weddings and different events that she goes to photograph at. But two, also I get to go out there and meet some of these great people. Now, one couple that we met back in October, well, she did the wedding for back in October of last year, was Austin and Victoria King. Now, you want to talk about a sweet young couple. They are the quintessential all-American, two young kids falling in love and getting married and whatnot. And they're not like 18, 19, whatever, but hey, I'm 40 plus now, so a lot more people are becoming kids these days than what they used to be. Regardless, they got married on October 13th of 2019, and then later on in their marriage, earlier this year, they learned that they were going to be welcoming their firstborn child into this world on November 1st of 2020. And I mean, any parent knows that's an amazing feeling. You always love the fact that you're getting to hear some information about a newborn baby coming into this world, and that's just a blessing, no matter which way you look at it. Also earlier this year, around March, as you all know, COVID-19 started sweeping the nation. It became a little bit more difficult for Victoria to go over there and schedule appointments and whatnot and everything. At the same time, she battles her own medical complications that she has to deal with on a regular basis, and she's fine with that. But it makes things a little bit more complicated. After COVID started really running kind of rampant and people got really scared and whatnot, the hospital started cracking down on what you could do as far as going to visit people and this, that, and the other. Around that same time frame, Victoria was told that she needed to have constant monitoring at the hospital due to some potential complications with the birth. And she got admitted, and then I'm sure it probably went through her mind just like anybody else, and said, all right, well, today I'll have my husband, tomorrow it'll be my mom, next day it'll be my dad or my sister, whoever. And she's very, very close with her entire family. The hospital staff turned to her and said, though, that that's not quite how this is going to work. You get to pick one person, and only one person will be allowed to come and visit you until you deliver your child and you leave this hospital. Well, we're 13 weeks prior to this child supposed to be coming into this world whenever she's here, and that's about maybe 14 weeks. And that's kind of daunting. Not only are you isolated from your family to a certain degree because you're being hospitalized and having to be under constant monitoring, but now you can only have one person out of all the people that love and care about you, only one of them, and you have to choose that one person to come and stay by your side, and that's the only one that can come visit you until you leave. I don't know that I could have made that choice. Well, evidently, little John Austin King decided that he was going to help Mama make that choice for her. He said, listen, y'all go sit there and tell Mom that this is the way it's going to be, then fine. We'll go ahead and make this as expedited of a stay as possible. And at 27 weeks and 4 days into that pregnancy, little John Austin King came into this world at a whopping 11 inches long and 1.27 pounds in weight, 13 weeks early. Obviously, several concerns going through the minds of the doctors, also Mom and Dad. And since then, now today being October 6th, it's been 2 months that this little baby has been at the hospital and hasn't been able to come home yet. October 6th, that just happens to also be my oldest daughter's birthday, and I couldn't imagine not being able to bring my child home from the hospital and let my child meet all their family, and that would just be a nightmare. Now, all of that being said, I want to try and do something nice for this family. I want to try and help combat some of what you can already assume are going to be just astronomical medical costs. Not only because of the fact of, one, just the pregnancy and the birthing itself, but also the aftercare monitoring for both Mom and the baby and everything that goes into that. I figure a 2-month stay in a hospital that's going to tote a hefty bill. So the first thing we're going to do this year is I'm going to make some pens. Now, this is a cedar pen that I made for my wife. It's a twist action pen. I made this a couple years ago, back whenever I first got into making pens, and it's not a bad little pen. Not the prettiest thing that I've ever made, but hey, it was the first one that I made, so it is what it is. But it works out really well. It's got a nice smooth action to it. It's refillable. Anyway, that's it. And what I'm going to do is, this year I've got a whole bunch of Bethlehem olive wood that I've got that's being imported, and that stuff is amazingly beautiful. I'm going to turn some pens for them, and I'm going to sell those pens. I'm going to put them out there to anybody that wants to donate. Now, if you go over to this GoFundMe link that I'm going to drop in the description here of the video, then you can go to GoFundMe and you can search "A Gift Fit for a King," and that's what we're going to title this campaign. If you go over there and you get the opportunity to, and you put a $50 donation in, then what I will do is I will see that. Also, whenever you go and make a donation, do me a favor and put the word pen in the description somewhere. If you don't have the opportunity to donate $50, then fine, by all means. If you have the opportunity to donate a little bit less, any little bit helps. Any little bit. Please do so. Just put in the description donation. Or if you want to donate, more, and you don't necessarily want a pen, or however you want to do it. Basically, $50 or greater is going to get you a pen. If you donate more than that, if you donate $100 and you want 2 pens, just please put 2 pens in the description. However you want to go about doing that, that's fine. Give me some kind of guidance and direction on how you want to do this. If you're just simply making a donation, then annotate that accordingly, please. Down the road, I'm going to do some other stuff. I might look at doing a flag or something like that, a raffle for a flag or whatever, and we'll look at doing that later on. That'll be in a separate portion though, and whenever I had the opportunity to organize that and figure out how I'm going to get that done, then I'll put another video out. Now, all that being said, I really appreciate it if it turns out y'all could help us out on this. Again, $50 gets you a pen. And then if it turns out, like I said, that you can't donate $50, but you can donate $10, and fine, please do so. If it turns out that you are strapped for cash and you can't donate anything, I understand. COVID has really rocked this nation, and we're all trying to recover, and it's been kind of rough for everybody. But when it comes down to it, clicking that share button, that doesn't cost you a thing except for a little bit of time. And if you could do that, spread the word to your friends, your family, your coworkers, whoever you can. Get this word out, and let's do something great for somebody here toward the end of this year. 100% of the profits are going to go toward this family. And I mean, who doesn't want to sit there and have a good feeling in their stomach, to sit there and say, hey, you know what? I did a little bit to help somebody this year. Trust me, it'll warm your heart. I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Love y'all. God bless.